And here we are, it's the finals. U18A, it's the final game of the tournament. Rushing in, Willett, shot off the post. Off to a quick start for the Lightning. It's sent across. Bringing it outside the zone is Sherry. Sherry stepping in with a shot. Missing the net. Backdoor trying to feed Schofield out in front. Louisville bring it back the other way. Working in on Hunter. Hit out of midair. Willett knocking it down, trying to shove it over to the side of the net. Bringing it out, Champion. Banked off the boards and going for a change. Behind the net, Justin Cormier trying to lay a saucer pass right over to Willett. Had gone to him for a second. Cormier another pass picked off in the middle by Howitt. Storm attempting to bring it in. That was Barler. Behind the cage in the corner, it's Cormier racing up. Could be a break. Robichaud stepping in the shot. In and out of the glove of Gormley. Gormley not starting the game this morning, and he has a start here in the finals. Lightning keep it in the zone. Vautoul down for Robichaud. Trying to send that in front, just out of the reach of Dubois. Lightning moving their way through center. Robichaud trying to pave his way to the middle. Chucks it in behind the net. Rimmed around by McEwen. Lightning try to bring it back into the zone. Shot out Wallace. Put it down deep into the zone. That one is off the pads of Bursey. In the middle. It was poked off the stick of McLeod and high into the air. Cleared in by Martin. It comes to rest behind the net. Robichaud shooting it out of the zone. Ends up in the middle. Bring that one back up with speed is Lowther. Shooting it out in the corner. That one taken and cleared around. Tedio in the corner. Shoved off by Sherry. Sherry pass out in front. It's loose and eventually covered. And we appreciate you for supporting the streams all throughout the tournament. And this is our final game. A shot quickly off the post. Our final game of the tournament. The U18 finals between the Gulf Storm and the Louisville Lightning. Both teams have just played an amazing tournament, staying consistent. Lightning trying to make their way behind the net. Sherry moving it out. Passing over from McLeod. McLeod pinning his man up into the corner. Now trying to truck his way in. There's a shot from Schofield. He scores! Logan Schofield getting the Storm on the board. It's a 1-2-0 in the finals. Schofield finding the loose puck that had came out of the scrum of McLeod and Tyler Cormier. And the Storm will take an early 1-0 lead. We've seen it last game with the Gulf Storm. They love to hound their teams in their opposite zone. They were doing that exact thing versus Oromocto. Back into the zone, cleared around by Hunter. Taken by Painter. Moving down to the zone. Being hounded by Cormier. Nate Cormier sending him hard into the boards. It's a scrum up right in the zone of the Storm. Making some moves. Justin Cormier trying to pass that down to Willett. Behind the net, hit on Champion. Lawless passing that over for Painter. There's a shot that just goes over the net. Ethan Lowther, a shot with some straight power behind it. Lightning make their way back up at speed, cutting to the middle. Willett, he was poked away. trying to regain possession is LeBlanc. Storm losing possession. Louisville coming back with it, trying to get a shot off was Maillet. Cleared out to the blue line, kept in by LeBlanc. McEwen in his own zone, cross ice, picked off. Ouellet leaving it off for Vautoul, who puts it behind the net of Gormley. Smith sent around the boards, kept in, rimmed around, back behind the net it goes. Taken around by the Storm, blue line, there's a shot, gloved by Gormley. Maillet trying to take it off the draw with Schofield, trying to bring it out. Sherry had banked off of Lowther and back to Schofield. Schofield, who has the goal so far in this one, sends his way back up into the zone behind the net, throwing it in front and cleared accidentally by the Storm themselves. Gulf back in their own end. It was Martin trying to pass that off for Lowther. Intercepted. Dubois pass to the middle. A shot. A save by Gormley. So still 1-0 Storm. Gormley standing tall in his cage. Storm bring it back out with speed. It was Painter trying to work his way out. It's intercepted back by Louisville. LeBlanc going around the net, trying to leave that one off. Over for Dubois. Lightning steam out of their zone before it's intercepted by Hunter. Pass over to Champion, banked into the zone. LeBlanc across to the middle, over for Maillet. Hunter moving his way into the zone. Couldn't get much off of a shot. Moving around the net is Sam Cormier. A hit up on Champion. Now to the middle, loose puck going behind the net. The Storm back in their own end. Trying to make a pass up was McEwen. And shot all the way down. That's an icing against the Storm. And this game proudly sponsored by the generous Desjardins Insurance. Face-off taken by the Storm. Smith pass out for Lawless. Out in the middle. Trying to corral the puck was Woodside. Going behind the net and rotating it was Tyler Cormier. Tyler Cormier again sending it along the boards. Kept in by McEwen. A shot from the blue line. A heavy one. Patted away. Guedet poked back into the zone. It had been rimmed around, going behind the net and hitting the brakes is Caleb Landry. Flipped high and out of the zone. This won't be icing. Might have possession here for Nate Cormier, working up with speed and trying to go up to the blue line. Then back around, stopped by Nate Cormier. Trying to put that out in front, and he was bodied off by McEwen. Lightning walk in, trying to hold the zone was Preston. And cleared across from Schofield. Kept in the zone by Cormier, where he is met right in front of the Storm bench. Shooting it all the way down are the Storm. Tyler Cormier merely evading a hit. Storm trying to get out of the zone. Kept in, slap shot by McLeod, sticked away in front. Lightning bring it out of the zone. Trying to move his way back in is Martin. Lightning dance around with it back in their own end. Here's McLeod with it. McLeod trying to hit it out. Blocked in, kept in. Wallet moving his way into the zone. Sent to the blue line. Held in by Robichaud. Robichaud doing a dance. Sending it off to Wallet. Wallet shot out in front. Blocked away by Gormley. Maillet. Across, one-timer. And what a save. And a highlight reel save from Gormley out in the net. The Storm cleared all the way back. No icing. It's rimmed along the boards by Sam LeBlanc. There's a shot, patted away. Lightning trying to move it out of their own zone, back in their own end. LeBlanc going around the net, passing it upwards. There's a shot from Gaudette at the blue line. Didn't get too much on it, ends up in the left corner. Maillet trying to find the puck. He had kicked it right back down to his defense. Another pass up, not going to hit anybody. Won't go for icing, however. Gormley leaving it behind the net for Schofield. Schofield pass up. Blocked by the boot of Dubois. Champion up for Sherry. Pass up that had hit the skate of Schofield, and it goes all the way down the ice. And this will go for icing against the Storm. 5:10 left to go in the first period. Storm 1, Louisville 0. Off the draw, it shoots straight off to the left. It's Sherry poking it by a defenseman. Working his way in, tries to deliver a hit, ends up falling himself. Maillet trying to find the puck beneath its feet. That's Tadio. Moving his way outside the zone. Trying to send it along the boards is LeBlanc. Cleared back in by Cormier. Picked up behind the net, shot out to the middle. Taken and shot back in. Stormer that around behind their net. Moving out. McEwen at the blue line. Shoved in. Sam Cormier putting pressure on Painter. Back up for Tidio. Tidio a backhand pass and to be kept in by Hunter. Some great pressure by the Storm, suppressing the opposition. Back down in his own corner. It's Barler. Had been spinning around up at the blue line. Smith waiting, shooting, and that had been blocked right out in front of him. Lightning come back up with speed. Cleared in by Cormier and going for a change while that is blocked by Gormley out in the net. Cleared back into the Louisville end. Going behind the net is Luca Preston. Trying to pass up and find Nate Cormier. And we got a penalty coming up. And it looks like it's going to be against the Storm. So the Lightning will see their first power play. It's rimmed along the boards for Nate Cormier. Touched up. And we'll see it again. It's just a shove from behind to a man that didn't have possession of the puck. So Lightning off to this game's first power play here at 3:32 of the second period. Face off won by the Lightning. Sherry trying to pass that one up over for Lowther. Lightning try to make their way back in after the turnover. Wallet waits. It's hit against the boards, not before you can put it behind the net. Nate Cormier passing up Vautoul up to the blue line. There's a shot, saved by Gormley. The rebound's behind him and an early whistle when Nate Cormier had it from out between his legs and behind the net. Another face-off to follow. Barely held in. Wallet, Maya one-timer and sent just wide. Swooping around the net, Vautoul trying to put that out in front, ended up hitting the side of the net. Attempted clear. Will just barely stay in. Sending it along the boards is Vautoul. Battling out with Champion in the corner. Nate Cormier in there as well. It's Schofield finding it out of the pile. And we'll put it behind the net of Bursey. Lightning skate it back up with speed. Here come the Lightning. It past McEwen. Still winding in. Nate Cormier. That's Justin Cormier, rather. And a pass turned over and flipped outside the zone by Painter. Schofield will shoot it back in the Louisville end. That one will go over to Justin Cormier. Passing off for Maillet. Maillet trying to leave it to the blue line and flipping it out for the Storm is Cruz Howitt. Lightning regrouping. Going through the neutral zone. Stepping up, Robichaud, pass, Wallet, firing, saved by Gormley, rebound, and just slid across the crease, so close to the red line. And the Lightning still scoreless on the board. Robichaud gonna leave the puck off over for Sam Cormier. Entering the zone, penalty now expired. Tidio leaving that off in the corner. Back for Tidio behind the net. It ends up in the corner. Giving some wax at it is Robichaud. He's up against Smith of the Storm. Robichaud finding his way to the middle. Robichaud, backhand. Just missing it wide. Cleared out at the blue line. Vautoul trying to hold the line. Successfully does. Howitt across. Sent to, looks like that's Smith. That shoots it all the way down the ice and will be charged for an icing. And we are in the last minute of play between the Storm and the Lightning in period one of this finals game. Face-off won by the Lightning, sent to the blue line. The stick of Tidio was slashed out of his hands. No call to come with it. Tidio at the blue line. Shot in, but blocked. Coming back the other way. Lawless out at speed. Having to beat him back was LeBlanc. Lightning working around their net before it's passed up over for Sam Cormier. Moving in. There's a big collision out right near the blue line. Lightning are offside. LeCloud trying to pass it up over for Gaudette. Gaudette battling with Sam Cormier behind in the corner. Loose shot out by the Lightning. It'll go into the Storm defensive zone. Martin hitting the brakes. He passes that one off for Schofield. Back for Martin on the left side. Martin banks it off the boards. Now it's intercepted in the middle. Sherry trying to step in along the left, waiting for his teammate to get onside. Bursey stopping it behind the net. And that ends play as the Lightning tried to get it out of the zone. Make your score. Gulf Storm 1, Louisville Lightning 0. A very much anticipated second period. You won't want to miss it. And second period underway, starting off, clearing into the zone of the Storm. On his knees, Nate Cormier shoved into the board straight from behind, and that will cause a penalty against the Storm. So we will see a Louisville Lightning power play. It's Nathan Martin stepping into the box. At 14:49, a 2-minute power play for the Louisville Lightning. Here we go, off the draw, blue line. Justin Cormier sent down low, sent across. The Storm take it away. Storm bring it in against Justin Cormier. Cormier staying solid, taking it off the boards. Wallet sending it up the boards, cleared by Cameron Hunter. Justin Cormier working in, trying to pass it across. Try to get that one for Maye. And it will go all the way back down into the zone of Bursey. Bursey leaving that one off for Cormier. Cormier then sent across. Back for Justin Cormier, stepping in, waits, fires, and wide of the net. Outside the zone it'll go. Almost halfway done this penalty so far. Maye trying to get that one over for Cormier. Wallet walking in and hitting it off the boards. Vautoul holding the line with his feet, going down low. Down deep in the zone, cleared out by the Storm, and they will now have a chance to make some changes. Trying to take it in with Schofield. He's being hit up against the boards. That was a cross check up high. And it's going to be head contact against Justin Cormier. So it looks like we'll head to a 4-on-4 for 28 seconds. And getting another look at it, may have not been too close to his head. Sherry trying to poke it out in front. It's in the crease, and a couple pushes and shoves afterwards. Sherry in the corner, working his way around the net, waiting out for option, sharp angle shot. That's turned away by Bursey. He ain't ever going to give that up. Storm cycle it around in the zone. There's a shot, hits the top of the head of Lowther to block the shot. Lightning trying to leave the zone. It's now a power play in favor of the Storm. There's a shot, sticked away by Bursey behind the net. Going up for a big hit was Sherry. Robichaud trying to pass that to Tidio. Giveaway, blue line, Smith. Shot, rebound, banked off the board, side of the net. Sherry trying to shove it in on the side, and he is destroyed by Tidio going into the boards. Robichaud out at center. Flipping it high, trying to get that to Tidio. Lightning working back towards their zone to kill the penalty. Robichaud sent across, and the Lightning successfully dump it down. Gulf Storm bring it up on their power play. Sent to the middle. Drop pass. The shot just wide of the net, guarded by Bursey. Sent all the way down. That one to be picked up by McEwen. Shot back down, Bro. Clears it back up. Pass to the middle, trying to get in between the feet of Bro. Bursey out of his net. Lightning still trying to protect their zone on this man advantage, presented by Limo TV. At the blue line, a shot attempt from McLeod. Doesn't get all the way through. In to come, pressure the puck is Landry. Cleared around the boards, the Storm. Still with it. Power play now expired. It's Sam LeBlanc. Cleared it along the boards. This one not going to have enough for icing. Champion taking it up behind the net. Champion hitting the brakes. Sending the cross in the middle. The shot. They score! And the Lightning tie it up. And it's the captain, Andre Wallet, tying this game up. Walking back in, the Storm with a shot. That one missing the net. And sent to the net of Gormley and covered. Off a quick draw, sent to Gormley, and we'll have another face-off going to Gormley's right. There's another shot from the blue line. And stops into traffic. The Storm now with a chance to go the other way. Trying to center that out was Lowther. There's a shot, a big collision, sending Cormier to the ground. Sherry trying to pass that out into the slot. That's taken away by Willette. Willette bringing it in. Willette in the corner. A Storm player looking to go up for a big hit. Willette. He lays his man, Sherry, into the boards. Sent down to the middle. Tyler Cormier had left it off for Nate Cormier. Cleared along. Tyler Cormier in the middle. Attempts to dump it back in. Hunter. Cleared around the boards. McEwen continues the travel. Tyler Cormier with a shot on net. Lightning with the puck of the blue line. Kept in. Could be a breakaway. Here we go. A perfect pass. On alone, and what a defensive play by Bursey. Stopping Luca Preston. Stops the breakaway of Vance Lawless in his tracks. Justin Cormier behind his net. Passing it up, trying to prompt an easy breakout. The Storm come back in. LeBlanc pass against the boards. Robichaud trying to get a tip on it. That went by Dubois. And a pass almost picked off right in the middle by Woodside. As now the puck goes back the other way. Dubois stopping, curling around, backhanded towards the net. Gormley definitely did not have that covered. And they blow an early whistle in this tie game in the finals between the Louisville Lightning and the Gulf Storm. Lightning bring it back in their own zone. Cross ice pass, it's Cormier. Sending it up, trying to get that one for Tidio. Tidio unable to handle it, so it goes over to the Storm. Cleared back along the boards by LeBlanc. Back for the Storm. Painter trying to rush into the zone, walks the line. Dylan Painter in on his backhand, throwing that out in front. Only one there able to receive it is Sam LeBlanc. Behind the net, it's left for McLeod. McLeod bumps it into the middle. Justin Cormier eventually found his teammate Nate Cormier out before it hit the stick of Howitt. Behind the net, rimmed along, Nate Cormier trying to send it into the zone. Puck is pinned up along the ice. Cormier, the shot, gloved down by Gormley, and this time he'll actually have it covered for the whistle. Face-off down to the left of Gormley. Getting kicked out of the draw was Votul in to come take his place. Was Wallet, shot from the blue line, didn't make it there. The Storm speeding back the other way, it's Schofield. Moving up the boards, up the left, tried to dangle over to the middle, and that was rejected by Bro. Bro trying to work his way, had his stick tied up, now getting rough out in the corner. Xavier Bro, a call-up from U15 AA. Their team in this tournament didn't move on. And it looks like we'll just have coincidental penalties coming up. Still just looks like we'll continue 5-on-5. Votul in the face-off circle. Not winning it. Lightning in their own zone, trying to put it around behind the net. Misplayed by Cormier. Cormier moving it out past Nate Cormier. Still held the zone, and it won't be in the zone, says the linesman, although that looked to have stayed within the blue line. Tyler Cormier, pass up, trying to hit Wallet from behind the net with Hunter. Puck battles along behind the net of Gormley. Loose out in front to the side of the net. The Lightning jam at it before it's cleared down by the Storm and will go not for icing, just calling it off. Bursey clearing it along the boards. Getting that over for Gadet, and we have a penalty call up, I believe. It's against the Storm. Or it's going to be on the Lightning. Going to the box is Samuel Cormier. So the Storm are headed back off to a man advantage, and this man advantage is brought to you by Limo TV. 30% off all subscriptions at checkout when using the promo code HOCKEY30, all caps. Storm rush back in the center. Cutting away was Martin, trying to go to the blue line. Misplaced pass, Nate Cormier. In against McLeod. Nate Cormier all alone, the shot. Saved by Gormley. Lightning put it back to their own end. Tyler Cormier throwing it along the boards. And behind that of Gormley, what a chance, short-handed. Nate Cormier was in all alone. Behind the net, Martin waiting, past McLeod, taken up by Howitt. Howitt sent over to the left side. Walking in from the left wing was Martin. Bursey gonna let it slide. There's a shot, missing the net. Cormier trying to put it up towards the boards. It's now back with the Storm. Saucer pass. The Storm into the zone along the right wing. Pass to the middle. That was blocked up by Preston. Lightning still with it. Another pass intercepted by Nate Cormier. And he is in the later stages of his shift. He's going to dump it and go for a change. And Gormley's going to cover it. So Moncton hot. So the Louisville Lightning will have an offensive zone face-off. Lightning win the draw. There's a shot that does get on net, but deflected, so not much force. When did it arrive there? Off the draw again. Sent to the net by Alex LeBlanc. Storm try to clear it out of their zone. Sherry stepping up the middle. That one's easily poked off by Maye. Not too much time left to go on the Storm man advantage. Working his way back in is Robichaud. Stopping, sending to Maye. He clears it in. Saved by Gormley and sent over into the corner. No more power play. The Lightning have successfully killed it off. A risky pass from Robichaud doesn't end up burning him. Rimmed around the boards by McEwen. The Lightning move it in. Robichaud pass across for Dubois, who's hit right along the timekeeper's box. Around the boards, it ends up at the blue line before it was chomped back in by Robichaud. Louisville hold the line. It's Maye trying a loose puck deke. The Storm making their way outside. Pass up, intercepted by Bro, taking it into the zone, losing his stick while trying to do a dangle. Sherry out of the neutral ice, clearing into the zone. Bursey leaving it behind the net. Cormier laying a hit, pass it in front, Lawless. And we have an injured Storm player. Struggling to get up is Quinn Sherry. It's Cody Robichaud going to the box for it looks like a slash. Must have happened behind the play. There's a chance out in front of the net. It's another Storm power play with just 3.5 left in period 2 of our last game of the tournament between the Gulf Storm and the Louisville Lightning on the Maritime Stream Team YouTube channel. U18A action. A cross-ice pass that was tipped by Painter. He goes up towards the blue line, stepping in. The shot that was blocked out by Dubois. Behind the net, deflecting that out in front was Barler. Martin. Barler, shot, sticked away. Painter has time, so he uses his patience. Goes down for Howitt. Back upstairs on the blue line. Dangling in, still moving in. The sharp angle, they score! What a shot from Nathan Martin. Showing off his dangles, making it by Tidio and cutting to a very sharp angle and firing it past Bursey, and the Storm capitalize on the power play and take a 2-1 lead late in the second frame. Bro skating back, trying to pass it up, and a tip in the air by Gadet. A collision along the penalty box door, then it's swept in by the Storm. Bursey leaving it behind the net for Bro. Bro trying to send it along the boards, behind the net. Sam Colmier along the boards, kept in. There's a shot deflected. It ramps up. It's in. They score! An unfortunate bounce for the Lightning, and the Storm take a 3-1 lead. 2 goals within a minute. It's Carter Champion, the captain. Shot from the blue line. It had deflected off 2 players net battling out in front, and it's 3-1 in favor of the Gulf Storm. Tyler Cormier banked off the boards. His intended target was Nate Cormier. Lightning keep the zone, working his way in. Votul cutting to the middle, the shot at the side of the net. Rebound still loose out in the slot. Players knock at it, and it's cleared out by Sherry. Sherry moved out with speed. He's up against Tyler Cormier, giving him a poke check. Sherry trying to lay the body. Wallet down in the corner. Sherry trying to pass out in front. Nate Cormier trying to clear the zone. He strips it off Martin and gets tripped up, and we're going to have a Louisville Lightning power play with just less than 2 minutes to go. The Lightning on the man advantage. It's brought to you by Limo TV. Having a deal where, here we go, 2-on-0. Short-handed, stepping in. It's a diving effort from Colmier to break up a 2-on-0 short-handed. Justin Colmier, pass across, trying to get that for Wallet. Cleared back, but just not out of the zone. And a whistle. Looking like it was offside. And here's how you break up a 2-on-0 short-handed. Tyler, that's rather Justin Colmier, laying out in desperation to break up the play. Less than a minute and a half left. Pass through center. That one's picked off. Now loose, rattling around at center. Nate Colmier stepping in. Cross-ice pass, stepping in. Wallet, the shot saved and rejected by Gormley. Lightning back in their own zone. Justin Colmier banked off the board, trying to get that to Nate Colmier. Votul trying to glove it down. It's now out of the zone. Nate Colmier waiting with patience to enter the zone. Gadet finding it in the corner and launches it down the ice. Justin Colmier, Nate Colmier. A pass up, Wallet stepping in, and he's bodied off successfully by Martin. Justin Colmier, Nate Colmier. Now in the neutral zone, stepping up along the left. Rims it along the boards. Martin and Maya get tied up with each other in the corner. Maya comes out with a puck. Now taken back by Malta, taken back by Maya. Some good battles along behind the net, and Maya tried to pass it back to his defense, and there was no one there. Justin Colmier not waiting where he anticipated him to be. Lightning now stepping in the zone. Votul hit up against the boards. Nate Colmier set to the middle, off the skates of Maya. Nate Colmier with an attempt to keep it in the zone. It ends up going back for Justin Colmier. And our second period has concluded. It's a 3-1 lead for the Gulf Storm. We'll be back in 15 minutes after the flood on Maritime Stream Team to conclude this tournament. And here we go, last period, potentially of the tournament, unless in certain circumstances we see some overtime. The Storm quickly bring it up. It's Schofield. Bring it in, trying to cross ice. Body contact. Storm still in the zone before it's flipped outside. Storm regroup, champion. Trying to get a pass off, did not work out perfectly. Lightning may have a break, stepping in, Wallet. Cutting across, waiting for some reinforcements, trying to go cross ice. That's intercepted by Martin. Forechecking is Nate Cormier, but taking it away. Godet stepping into the zone, shot save. And rebound to be cleared away. Lightning still surging through neutral ice, cleared in by Wallet. Gonna be kept in at the blue line by Nate Cormier. The shot just goes wide of the post. Martin trying to pass it out, trying to hit Howitt. Howitt headmans it over for Bartler. Back for Howitt outside the zone. He shoots. It'll be saved by Bursey and hit up in the protective netting for a stoppage. Another face-off one. The Storm from the blue line. Martin steps in, the shot pad save. Behind the net it'll go. Lightning bring it out. It's lifted in at center by Dubois. Cleared in, glove down by Bursey. He'll leave that one off for Bro. Lightning try to step it back out of the zone. Could be a potential break. In, all alone, Maillet scores! Maillet through the 5-hole on the breakaway, and the Lightning are now within one. Alexis Maillet had stormed through the neutral zone on a breakaway and put it with some velocity through the 5-hole of Gormley. And this game is now a 1-goal affair. And a hit from behind, and we may have a Storm penalty, although it didn't look like much. So they may argue this. Cameron Hunter stepping his way to the penalty box. And just looked like a bump from behind. Didn't look like too much. Regardless, it's still a Louisville man advantage for the next 2 minutes. Lightning off the draw. Blue line. Cormier to the middle. Firing. Deflected. Scores! Nate Cormier on the redirection. And the Lightning have tied this game up on the man advantage. It's just a shot from the blue line. It's redirected by Cormier and into that left side of the net. So within these first 2 minutes of the third period, the Lightning have now tied this game up at 3 apiece. Off the draw, the Lightning bring it into the zone. Back behind the net. Martin clearing outside the zone. Justin Cormier throws it back deep behind the net. McEwen cleared in the center ice. Justin Cormier trying to see LeBlanc. Flip high in the air. Again, he'll find LeBlanc. Working up. Martin shooting. It's deflected and just wide of the net. back in the zone of the Storm. McEwen picking up from behind his cage, moves his way into the corner. Pass against the boards. He's trying to find Gadet. Martin trying to surge his way through the middle. Potential chance here. Robichaud stepping in the shot. Blocker saved by Gormley. Sent high in the air. Rebound's taken by Maya and put back behind the net. Trying to clear it out is Woodside. Still kept in. The shot save. Rebound still loose on the slot. There the rebound is. It's just sent wide. Again, still trying to leave the zone. The Lightning hound the zone. Maya trying to pass that out in front in between the feet of Martin. Robichaud trying to plow his way to the center. Blue line. Taking a shot is Preston. Blocked on the way. There's a shot. Just missing the net. Preston at the right blue line. Shoots it towards the net. Blocked by Martin. And he'll lift it down the ice. The Storm need a breather. Here will just be one of many chances so far deflected off a skate, and the rebound was being searched for by Cody Robichaud and just couldn't come up with it. Off the draw, Votul and Champion go up into the boards. Champion again trying to shoot it by Votul. Votul banked off the back of the net. Wallet. He's moving his way into the corner whilst having pressure by Cameron Champion. Champion now regains the puck, shoots it against the boards of the Louisville bench behind the net. Stopped by Bursey. Cleared around by Preston. Lightning try to keep it in the line. It'll be rimmed just out. Big hit along the boards. The Storm now within their own end. Cleared in by Hunter. Gulf Storm back with it out in the middle. Shot back in by Painter. Louisville recouping in their own zone. Passed out. That's trying to find the tape of Landry. Barler stepping his way in. Reversing his man. Preston. Backhands it around. Nate Cormier turns it over. Shot from the blue line from Lowett. And saved and turned away. In the corner, Barler trying to seek the puck to the blue line. Martin firing into the glove of Bursey, and that will stop further play. So a 3-3, very tightly contested hockey game. There was Martin putting another shot on net. Again, gloved down by Bursey between the pipes. It's another very intense hockey game that we've seen gone both ways. Face-off, it's rimmed up against the boards. The Storm keep it in the zone. There's a backhander towards the net by Barler, working up towards the blue line. Barler trying to get a shot off. Lightning come back quickly the other way. Louisville Lightning cleared into the zone. Behind in the corner. Martin trying to clear it out. He breaks his stick in the process. Must drop that or else he'll get a penalty. Martin still using his stick. The Lightning want a penalty, and they will get one. Martin cannot have that stick in his hand. It is broken. Cannot be still in play with a broken stick. Nathan Martin going to the box, 2 minutes. I believe it'll be under illegal equipment. So another Louisville power play. Haven't been too successful so far. Maillet keeping it at the blue line. Maillet moving his way to the middle. Sends it cross ice. Waiting the face off the backdoor. Votul with a one-timer and just missed wide. Try to put that out in front of Nate Cormier. Right on the side. Wallet backhanded. It'll go over to the corner. The Storm may have a chance to clear. Maillet sent across for Ouellet. Ouellet trying to go to the blue line. It's not going to be kept in by the Lightning, so a chance for the Storm to clear the zone here. McEwen takes his time and will make 0 mistakes, putting it down deep into the zone of the Louisville Lightning. Lightning pass it out. Maillet working his way in, being poke-checked off. Maillet doing a couple hands and then gets caught up with Schofield, roughs them up, and there's going to be a penalty call against the Lightning. And Bursey touches up and will have some 4-on-4 time for 58 seconds. So Maillet is given some extra shots to the head of Schofield. So 4-on-4 for 58 seconds, and then 1 minute and 2 seconds of a Gulf Storm power play. Face off won by the Storm to the blue line. Couldn't be kept in by McLeod. McLeod throws it in. Stopped behind the net by Bursey. Robichaud, one-touch pass, sending it to the other side. McLeod in a foot race with Tidio. Rimmed around the boards. Champion sent across, and it looked like it was a delayed offside on Tidio. And Tidio unfortunately not noticing. So the face-off will go back into the zone of the Louisville Lightning to be taken by Ethan Lowett. Won by the Lightning. They bring it up with speed. Working up is Robichaud. Cody Robichaud in a drop pass to Tidio, who wasn't expecting it. Tidio puts it down behind the net. Smith regains control and put to the blue line. Again, another shot, missing the net. Taken by Lowther. Cleared up. Skating behind is Sam Cormier. Waiting. Then passing it over. 4-on-4 now expired. It's a power play for the Storm. Pass across. There's a shot. Just missing the net. Cruz Howitt. Storm cutting across. Shot to the middle. Saved by Bursey. And taken away by Tyler Cormier. Kept in by McEwen. Behind the net it is. Out in the corner. Shot all the way back down by the Louisville Lightning. Gormley. Leaving this one off. Over for Smith. Smith cross ice for Barler. Barler stepping in, trying to pass off to the middle. Left off. Lowett with a shot. Save. Rebound. Another save from Ryan Bursey. And a hand pass going to be called by the official. So we'll have another stoppage of play. Here is multiple saves made by Ryan Bursey out in the net. Drawn it, sent out by the Lightning. It's Justin Cormier. Getting it down deep into the zone. Smith hitting the brakes behind his net. Power play now expired. Tipped back in by Woodside. Lightning wanted an icing, and they will get one. So with just 6 minutes still to go in this third period, both teams are still tied up by 3 goals apiece. Face off to the left of Gormley in the offensive zone of the Lightning. Justin Cormier putting it back around the boards. Champion trying to shoot it out. It gets past Ouellet, being taken by Gadet. Gadet pass in the middle to try to get to Woodside. Justin Cormier sent along the boards. Bringing it in is Hunter. Trying to stay onside of Woodside. With possession, clearing it in. Bursey going to stop it behind his net. Taken by Alex Leblanc. Clear around. Nate Cormier. Pass across, Woodett bursting up with speed along the right wing. He's bumped but continues his path. Going up against Champion, bumping him off the puck. Lowther for Champion, trying to get that out of the zone. It gets between the feet of Preston. Lowther skating after it. It's poked away to Sherry. Sent back. Martin trying to make his way through the zone. Poked away by Ouellette. Ouellette backhanded in. Blocked by Martin. A good defensive play. Could have been dangerous if that pass had succeeded. Storm making their way back up. Sherry in on the right. Cutting to the middle. Waiting. And just couldn't quite get the shot off. Stick was being lifted by Alex Leblanc. Lightning clear the zone. It's a flip. Working the way back in as Martin delayed offside. Lightning have a chance. Ouellette sent to the middle. Working it with speed is Nate Cormier, hitting the brakes, getting hit, trying to send that out in front. Loose puck to the side of the net. And Vautoul trying to jam it in. It'll be cleared out past Tyler Cormier. Preston back in his own end will send it off the boards. End up all the way back for Smith. Smith sent across the ice. Now we'll go to the middle. Preston behind the net, makes his way into the corner. Maillet skates down and throws it out of the zone. This one taken by Robichaud. Cody Robichaud up on McEwen with the shot. Blocked by the stick of McEwen. Dubois being tied up behind the net. It's shot up and out of the glass by Howitt. And this will be an icing against the Gulf Storm. So just 3.5 left to go in this third period. So far, a very tight 3-3 hockey game. Face-off won by the Storm, trying to take it out. Up the blue line was Cormier, barely able to hold the line. Storm in the neutral zone, cleared in by Lawless. Behind the net, it'll go for Woodside, trying to throw that out in front. Deflected, Champion coming into pinch. Now potential one-on-one before it's swept away by Hunter. Cleared back in, Champion. In the right corner, flipped along the boards. And this one not going for icing. Bursey half to rushes out to net. Gadet was speeding right behind him. Now a loose puck at center. Maillet goes falling. Lightning clear it in. Behind the net is Smith. Hunter passed it off to Sherry. Schofield poked back to Sherry. Sherry making his way through, poked away, and it's offside called. And a potential chance for the Lightning to come in and have a decent scoring chance is called offside. And that looked a bit questionable. We have a penalty coming up. Still unsure against 2. And it looks like it's a Lightning penalty, so we'll have a Storm power play. Going to the box is Sam LeBlanc. Unsure of exactly what had happened. But regardless, Storm off to the man advantage, sponsored by Limo TV, 30% off all subscriptions when using promo code Hockey30 for Limo TV. Lightning down in their own zone, being pinned up by Martin. Storm control possession. Barler from the blue line, the shot patted away by Bursey down in the corner of Towett. Waiting, getting stick check, put up to the blue line, and barely kept in. The stick of Cormier on the ground. Nate Cormier battling for it, and it's shot out by the Lightning. Sent out by Champion along the board. Passed in the middle, taken by Sherry. Sherry walking in, firing. And that one's turned away by Bursey. in a clutch time. Less than 2 minutes, and the Storm on the man advantage. A shot, that one was close to going in. Champion along the left, going back down behind the net. Still with it, shot out in front, didn't hit anyone's stick. Kept in by Barler at the top of the right point. Barler stepping in, pressured by Nate Cormier. Dropped off and mishandled by Lowther, going out to center. Ethan Lowther moving his way in, cutting to the right, coming up with speed, and is poked off. Champion down to Lowther in the corner. Lowther trying to send that in front. It's behind the net and cleared out by Cormier and clapped all the way down the ice. It's the last minute of play in our third and last period with a man advantage. Stepping up, Painter along the right, waiting, going around the net, centering out in front, blocked off his skate, cleared to the blue line. McEwen keeps it in, hit off a body. Wallet notices he has time and will flip it down. Blocked by McEwen. Here's a break on a breakaway. The shot rejected by Gormley. Power play now up. It's 5-on-5 to finish these last 30 seconds. And what a save by Gormley on a breakaway, and that could have ended it. Behind the net, getting the stick lifted is Barler. Swerving around, flipping up high in the air. Trying to block it is Justin Cormier. Protecting the puck, banking along the boards. Bringing it in. Maillet is hit along. And have one last chance. Send it out in front. And that is the end of the third period. And we are going to overtime in the final game of the U15 U18 competitive tournament between the Gulf Storm and the Louisville Lightning. Here is the incredible save from earlier that is the reason why we are here. And what a play, Gormley extending out that pad to reject his man. We'll be back in a minute for overtime between the Storm and the Lightning. And we have it set 10 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. And then if nobody scores within these 10 minutes, we'll be off to 5 minutes of straight time of 3-on-3. In the gold medal game, Louisville and the Gulf Storm in OT. Lightning try to bring it out of the zone. Flipped in. They'll go behind the net of the Storm, and this is going to go for icing. And the intensity gets higher, and the nerves increasing. The Storm and the Lightning, it's 3-3 off to overtime. Martin at the blue line trying to get a shot off. Cormier working back, potential 2-on-1, hitting the brakes, losing the puck, working his way back in is Godet. Godet stepping in, waiting, shooting, saved. Rebounds behind Bursey. It's out in the corner. Godet back up to the blue line, misplayed by Martin. Now a foot race forward. Coming out is Gormley. Out in the face-off circle. Gormley fires it along the boards. That one hit off a linesman. Godet fighting with Nate Cormier. put down within the zone of the Louisville Lightning. Lightning, they bring it back up at speed. Potential 2-on-1. Ouellet shoots just over the net, ever so close to ending it. Pressure incoming. Maillet waiting. Saucer pass just over the stick of Ouellet. It had bounced over. Ouellet to the blue line. Waiting. Pass to Maillet. Maillet down in the corner. Saucer pass up. It's cleared out by the Storm. It hit off the linesman. An unfortunate bounce. Ouellet sent to the blue line. Lightning now needs some changes, and it's a pickpocket. Trying to work their way in is the Storm. Loose puck out in the slot. Trying to find it is Schofield, and turned away. Saucer pass off for Hunter. Hunter had tried to get it up for Painter. Back is Justin Cormier of the Lightning. Stopping behind his net. Waiting before exiting the zone. Pass in the feet. Now skating up into the zone. Trying to work his way in is Maillet. Stopping in the corner. Backhander in front. Loose puck. The shot from Vautoul. It had tipped off of Gormley. Going back the other way is Painter. What a move. Not going to get through his man, though, and get the puck back. It's going to be covered. With just over 7.5 left to go in OT. And what a game this has been. The Storm went up 3-1, and the Louisville Lightning scored 2 goals within the start of the third to even this one up. And getting pickpocketed is Howitt. Howitt getting it back, however, from Cormier. Howitt trying to step in. That one's taken. Tyler Cormier. Backhand to the front of his own net. Banked off the boards. Nate Cormier rushing up with speed up against Champion. Nate Cormier leaving it off at the blue line. That's taken by Champion. Sent off for Howitt. Howitt skating up. Left off for Champion. Across. Here's a shot. Saved. Rebound. Out for the Lightning. Cormier putting it to his own net. Behind the net, Sam Cormier skating up. Has lots of room to do so. Cormier to the middle on a break. The shot saved by Gormley. 2 amazing chances so far from the Lightning on this overtime. And first it was Maillet, and this time it's Sam Cormier moving up on a breakaway with a free shot, and he's denied of the victory. Robichaud into the draw. Winning it is the Storm. Sherry working up the left. Trying to get around Justin Cormier behind the net. Sherry, there was a shot from Smith after he left it off. Sherry, pass out in front, rejected by Justin Cormier. Would have been a dangerous shot for Lowther. Lightning come back the other way. Smith playing some D. It was behind the net. Ouellet trying to find it within his feet. Smith falling down. Maillet trying to get a stick on it. Robichaud out in the corner. It's deflected by a potential 2-on-1. Lowther was in. Puck had gone just too far. Lowther back in with it. Had lost the puck, and it's back for the Lightning. Getting near midway through this overtime period. Robichaud stepping into the zone. Hit by Smith. Both of them fall to one knee. But it's Robichaud ending with the puck passing. It's just out of the zone. Robichaud. Saucer pass. 2 players go up for it. It's taken by Smith. Pass Justin Cormier. Falling is Schofield. Schofield moving his way through center. Schofield in with a shot. That one's blocked away by Justin Cormier. Justin Cormier making his way behind his own net. Bouncing it off the boards. Over for Robichaud. Robichaud stepping in. Could be a 2-on-1. Robichaud walking in the shot. Saved by Gormley. Rebound still loose. Kicked away. The Storm regained possession. Painter working his way up on Vautoul. Painter dumps it in. Gives chance for both players and both teams to make some changes for their troops on the ice. Pass up, Ouellet. One-on-one against Martin. Ouellet in, curling around. Waiting for his teammates and goes outside. Into center. Working back up. Sam Cormier. Pass along behind the net. Ouellet battling for it. Taken away by Woodside. Woodside has some room. Skates it up in the center. Woodside. Pass across. Martin out in the corner. Thrown out in front. Lightning take it back. Could have been a break. A good play. Right next to the Louisville bench. Maillet almost had a break. Lightning break it out of their zone. A misplayed pass ends up with McEwen. Left off, Lowther trying to make it into the zone. Howitt battling with Nate Cormier. McEwen missing the puck. He'll now have to go back to it. All Louisville players changing, so no pressure added. Pass hit by Howitt. It'll be back behind Bursey. Bursey leaving it off. Could be a one-on-one. Here's Robichaud. In on McEwen. Robichaud jams the brakes. Pass to the center. Trying to get that one over for Vautoul. Howitt. Pass across. Trying to send that to McEwen, and back comes Robichaud. Cody Robichaud back in. The shot deflected off the stick of McEwen and up in the protective netting. And finally another whistle at 3:13 of this overtime period. Storm winning the draw. Champion out near the hash marks. Backhanded away by Lowther and over for Sherry. Sherry stepping up over the red line. Behind Bursey. Justin Cormier taking it along the boards. Could be a one-on-one. Here the sticks lifted. Sherry successfully defended. Lowther out in center. Pass up for Champion. Champion for Sherry. Sherry stepping in the middle, walking in the shot. Saved by Bursey. Sherry squeaking out. Shot from Champion. That one blocked by Maillet. Sharp angle shot. Another save from Bursey. Nate Cormier trying to find the puck. Odd man rush for the Lightning. 3-on-2. Sherry was down. Back in his defensive zone. Lightning dump it in. They need some changes. All players are tired. Lightning cleared into Gormley. Gormley gonna pass it over to Schofield. Music starts playing mid-play as the Storm make it up. Schofield stepping in. Schofield skates back. Pass across. The shot attempt. Now could be a break. Defending. Having to come back in McLeod. He falls. Trips up his man. And will have a power play for the Lightning. I believe Ouellet wants a penalty shot. We'll have a Louisville Lightning power play. At minimum, Drew McLeod had fallen behind the play and had to dive to try and stop Ouellet. And it is a penalty shot for Ouellet. Captain Andre Ouellet has a penalty shot here in overtime. And here we go. All eyes are on two men on the ice. Ouellet of the Lightning, Gormley of the Storm. This could end it all. Here he goes. Picks up the puck. Skates in slowly. Up the middle. Ouellet, not dangling, shoots, misses the net. Oh no. This game continues. Not too often you get a penalty shot in overtime of the finals going for a gold medal. And he may have nightmares about this one. Lightning win the draw. Robichaud out. Backhand scores! Cody Robichaud. Golden goal. Lightning win it in overtime. Right after the missed penalty shot attempt from Walid, Cody Robichaud snags it off the face-off and pots it in. The Lightning win on home ice. And what a game this has been. Beautifully played by each team. The Storm had all the momentum to start the game. Up 3-1 early in the third period. And that lead quickly fell to the Lightning. And we thank everyone for watching. This has been the Charles H. Legier Tournament U15 U18 comp on MST.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulating all the teams who participate in this year's Charles H. Legier Memorial Tournament. Congratulations to the Golf Storm team and your very successful tournament. And congratulations to the winners, the Louisville Lightning. Again, this tournament college sponsors and volunteers. So thanks to them and Legier for all the hard work they've done to put this tournament together this weekend. Player of the game for the Golf Storm, number 91, Alex Bennett. Player of the game for the Louisville Lightning, number 22, Cody. And now the medal presentation, starting with the silver medal winners. From the Golf Storm, number 1, Ethan Gormley. Number 8,